Right, in true style, I've only gone and done it again and messed up and done something else, Anna. So I'm not used to putting this stuff on Etsy, clearly, because usually when I photograph this stuff, the website thing, which is, you tell me and I'll tell you, Shopify, I usually do an image that is from, come on, what's up today? Even coffee's not helping this morning because I'm freaking messed up. Yeah, I usually do something from Adobe Illustrator or Photoshop that just basically just means that my photographs are done onto like a mock-up so I can make the first image look nice. I'm knackered and now I'm realising Etsy is a whole new ball game in itself. So I've had to scatter around dead quick, put these here somewhere, because then I've realised I need to find the stickers that match the notepads to realise I haven't actually printed out the one that is don't waste your potential. It's just chaotic today, yeah. So thankfully, the mistake that I made on the last launch when I printed them out on card has come back as a saving grace. Yeah, I wasted card and the flipping tech wrap stuff, didn't I? So let's get on with it because the positive is, oh, sugar. The positive is that mistake has now saved me a little bit of time. Sometimes the Lord works in mysterious ways. So I'm just keeping positive. What are we doing? So this one needs to be, right, I feel like the light's going to shine in that one. Let's try a different one. This is just literally just going to be the opening. No, it's not. It's just going to be I'm not going to talk because I'm struggling. Basically, we're just doing a few pictures that are going to go on Etsy that are going to showcase these products. Right, am I in the right thing? Because I know if I do something wrong, I'll be annoyed with myself. Have I got the light on? Yeah, come on, Liz, just get it together. Come on. Just don't do what I do. This is why I need this. What am I now? I don't even know where I'm in for the photograph settings. Right, here we go. Try again. Was I on there or was I on studio light? Yeah, I think I was because I've got no natural light because I usually do it downstairs and I've realised everything's been moved from downstairs while I get ready to store some stuff. So let me just see if I can show you, look. So I've managed to do that. But one of the images is this one. It keeps reflecting off the light. Let's try it again. I'm so flipping annoyed with myself. Oh, if we go over. So yeah, this week's vlog, while we're at it, let's keep it positive, yeah? What we're doing for this week's vlog. Right, first of all, I need to do a video as well, so just bear with me a minute, because I clearly need to concentrate at the moment, yeah? So what am I going to do? Do I just do that and then do the video while it's all there? That makes sense, doesn't it? So all I'm doing now is I'm just going to span. Obviously, I'm not going to speak. You just can't make it up. Right, yeah, if we span it like that, I should be all right. So give me 2 seconds. Right, let's see how that turned out. I can't breathe, look. Yeah, that's turned out absolutely fine. So I'm happy with that. So we've done that one. Why would I not remember that I've got to do these? Oh, this was like from Flying Tiger, One Day at a Time, look. So I'm hoping that that's actually in the right place as well. Don't ask me why. I am prepared because I've got everything done. It's just not done the way it needs to be done anyway. Right, yeah, let's try again. Apologies if I'm a bit sniffly, guys. I don't feel 100%, but I've got to get it done. Right, here we go. So we've done the photograph for that one. We now just need to do a video. Oh, sugar, I've got to be careful on that one because the pencil's not been sharpened. Shame. Right, stop talking. Just get it done. Right, let's have a look at that one. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Let's get these whizzed through. So we've done those two. One of my favourites. Let's get it done. Right. Just take your time and stop stressing. Stressed. Okay. I'll just make sure we're, yeah, that's fine. So let's get the photograph done. Right, I'm going to have a thing and tell you what this week says. So, this week's vlog, we're going to be clearing out this, not clearing out, we're going to be creating some organisation in this little creative space. And also I'm going to give you some feedback on our first visit as a attendee, and also just as someone who owns a small business as well. So I'm going to give a little bit of feedback to Stationery Fest, because the previous vlog showed the chaoticness of us getting ready for it. Trust me, I had to cut some scenes. We were running around like blue ass flies, trying to get the car clean because Gal didn't keep on top of her car cleaning, to then get to Sainsbury's and the freaking car cleaning machine didn't work. Yeah. And then she had to run over to her dad's. Did I do the video for this? She had to run over to her dad's, because fortunately her dad has what are them things called? Pressure washers. What is up with my brain today? Right, so yeah, it was a little bit chaotic. Then Gail put wrong postcode in, but my bad, because I should have obviously been supervising and checking that stuff. Yeah, it was just mayhem. Yeah, but the event itself, yeah, that's lovely. I'm happy with that. Was a real eye opener. It was really nice to see a lot of people in one place with a shared passion. Right, last one. Let's get this done. Keep. There's no heavy breathing on here, because trust me, that is not the vibe that I'm going for on these videos. Like I said, that's something you won't check yourself on another channel. Yeah. Right, let's go down a little bit more. Let me see if I've got this right. I'm hoping I've got, yeah, I can brighten those up a bit. Right, yeah, literally, last one. Oh, gosh. Why? What is up with my brain at the minute? It's just not playing ball. Why did I think, as someone with a chronic illness, yeah, I'd be able to hit the floor? No, not hit the floor running. There we go, that'll do. That is just literally just that look. I think I've showed you it before, haven't I? Just that. Just clipped off at the end because I've had to. Let's shut this down. I need to keep that on. I've literally had to. What are we doing now? Obviously my bedroom. I don't know if I've told you all. Well, it doesn't need to be about, the channel don't need to be about that. So yeah, basically it's suitable for what I need. But what I haven't bargained on is, usually I do these photographs downstairs in the front living room window, because that's is it south facing? So yeah, that's lovely. But clearly didn't bargain on the fact that I'm reorganising the living room. So yeah, that option's not happening because I've moved some cabinets about. But yeah, we've got a lot going on. I need to get those pads ordered that are supposed to be for chaotic creatives, yeah, because clearly I thought I was doing well this month and I didn't. So let's get on and let's get this space organised. Right, I'm just trying to see where you guys are in. I've done some filming of scrap ticks. I'm just not happy. Basically, I've got a tidy up to do, because what I've realised I've done is I've only gone and just move you all a little bit closer. I've gone and listed some products on ETSY and tell me why I've not listed the right amount. Because for some reason in my brain, I just assumed we only had 3 of one particular notepad, because I just thought, yeah, maybe we've got seconds or something, because the others are stashed somewhere else. Yeah. And then I've also gone and left the controls for the Eve flare light, what I was going to use for today, not logged into my account, and no way of me getting access to it. So yeah, chaotic. Yeah, weren't obviously meant to be doing this whilst my body's not ready. So, you know, maybe in a few weeks time I'll get my shit together and we'll be able to have that on to just give it a little bit of ambience. But whilst we're here, what's that sitting underneath there? Oh yeah, look, let me see if you're in. Are you in before I try and unveil something that you might not be able to see? Yeah, you can see. So I just keep this covered up. because as chaotic as I am, I don't want to damage somebody else's stuff. The signs were already there. The signs were already there. Avid Disney fan in this household. Absolutely loves it. She loves it. So yeah, I always just like to keep that covered up, because obviously if it's going to be anyone who does it, it'll be me. So yeah, that's not going to happen. The little budder. Oh, look at that. Aren't kids sweet when they're little, yeah? That's what I'm saying. She's so creative. Bless her. Right, where we're at now? I don't even know. Right, let's put these down. Just there for now while I show you. So this is the latest drop that I've put on ETSY Yea. You've already seen it. I'm just giving you a quick heads up. I'm not going to do any more because I can't bother. So basically, unbeknown to everybody else, I've got a really nice, again, are you going to be able to see? I maybe should have done this long form wise. I've got a really nice, that's what I'll do, cabinet. Is it Alice drawers or something? Sugar. Yeah, I've got no length on the plug. Not really thought this through, have I? So, give me a minute and I'll see if I can drop the stand. Right, so basically, just figured out a few things to do with the ring light, so let's get on. Basically, what's happened is I've just released some new notepads, yeah? Which I think you guys would have already seen on the latest vlog. What you may or may not know is I've already done a drop that I've added to ETSY because it's of the, what did I decide I was going to do? I decided I was going to do a, shame that's not really worked out, is it? A drop where now I put things on ETSY. Yeah, there we go. Just give me a second because I'll get there. I'm trying to do two things at once. I've had to have a quick tidy around that's not finished. I'm trying to open a drawer with my bottom foot. So yeah, let me just sit my eyes down. Got so much stuff in this room. I haven't. It's just normal bedroom stuff, but I just don't want it in my bedroom whilst filming. Right, let's have a go. Let's just keep focused, yeah? So basically what's happening now is these are the units that are for all my business products. It's got crafting stuff in there, postage stuff in there, everything. But what I've now gone and done, so I now know I need to get organised for this part of it, is I've listed stuff on ETSY and flipping listed the wrong amount. So now I've got to go through all of this lot and just check what I have and haven't done. So the ones in question are the brain dump. I've listed that we've only got 3. Yeah, clearly there's not 3 there. I know there's some other ones in there. So here we go. We've got another one, look. Let me just try and get all of these. Yes. I'm assuming that's the stuff there. Right, okay. So remember, that was the old logo sticker. So I don't know if there's a reason why these are in here, but I'll give it a check anyway. We've got 1, 2. Oh, right, yeah. So that lets me know. Oops, sugar. That's letting me know, I think, that it's part of a second stash. That's 1. So even if we look on these as my LSB crafts, as the true reflection. So yeah, another 1. So technically, Etsy's saying I've only got 3. Okay. That was a right good fail, wasn't it? There's 3 all already. And I already know where the batch is for the Etsy. Again, another 1. So we're now at 4. And these are the ones that aren't listed, yeah? Another 1. So we've now got 5. Again, another 1. 6. How the hell have I forgotten to list these? Oh, and that's the second, so that can be in its own little pile. Seconds literally will be something so minor that you guys, as in it's been misaligned or it's not been cut properly or it's to do with the ink, yeah? So I'll just sell those a little bit cheaper off. These ones I knew about because these are my first. I don't know why I'm holding on to them like they're a baby or something, but these are my first coffee, yeah? I don't know why I don't want to put those on Etsy for some reason. Because look, they're banging, they're stush, aren't they? So am I doing myself a disservice? I don't know. For now, anyway, these are staying here. Because I don't want to, I don't know why. Anyway, so I already knew they was there. Let's have a look. This is how, basically, obviously I'm neurodivergent. I've already disclosed that. But I need to find a way. I always find ways to compensate and try and stay on it in a different way in my personal life. Obviously now this has become apparent, I need to put something else in place for this. So obviously here I was halfway starting, look, what's that, odd envelope, yeah, clearly, some spare stash in this next one. Again, that's my personal stuff, so I don't know why that one's stashed in there. Again, look, it's just a little bit mismatched. We've got Cricut products and I wanted to keep these two like more postage. Oh, what have we got there? Postage related. Oh, yeah, this was when Sainsbury's was doing something, look. Oh, yeah, they're the cards. They've got to stay in. See, this is what happens. You know, when you come to sort stuff out, you just literally get distracted. For sure, definitely get distracted. Right, why is that? Why do I feel like that can come a little bit further out? So basically, we've got a stash here of packing stuff, which I don't mind being, because these are actually quite, I don't think I'm going to get them all in with the envelopes, am I? So maybe if I think, right, we'll have two. Oh, what's these ones? Yeah, I need to just have a look. Stop thinking you can get away. Oh, right, no, we are going to sort this out. This is obviously the stash where I've bought some stuff from Hobbycraft. Oh, no. Right, yeah. Right, okay. So let's make this the envelope. And then this will keep me a little bit more organised. Which means I'm going to have to put... No, I can't, because the other one's the envelopes, isn't it? I know what we'll do. That can stay that stash. This is bottom one, look, will be my packing stash. So if we just try and remember, this bottom one is packing. Don't know why I'm telling you like you guys have got to do anything, but this is how I've got to physically get my brain organised, because we are not going to have time when we're on it in a full run. Oh, they go that way. So this is what they don't teach you when you set up a business, yeah? The amount of stuff that you're going to have, and this is literally just to get your stuff out the door. So I'm going to have to keep on top of this and make sure that I stay organised. Right, hold on a minute, I don't know, I'm going to do this bit now. I might come back for those. Right, so let's have a go. I've got to just stay organised. What's them? They're to do with those stickers, so they don't need to come on. Right, here we go. I really have got to get on it. Yeah, that's not going to happen, is it? I'm trying to keep my head out so you guys don't get... I know what I should get. There we go, that's a bit better. Oh! Again, like I said, don't come here for that sort of clean aesthetic thing, because that's not going to happen. This is just going to be real life, how it is, and how we've got to stay organised in the little bit of room that we've got, that I am actually grateful for, because not everybody has this. Right, so what have we got here? So what did we say we're going to make this one for? Envelopes and stuff, didn't we? So then, the packaging side of things, so I'll have to try and put tape and stuff in there. So we've got quite a bit of room in here. So what we can do, look, is all the stuff that I need for packaging it up. Should that not have gone in the other one then? No, for now we'll just do that in there, look. Right, let's get it a bit organised, because it's just slapdash all dropped in it. Oh, what's that? Yeah, look at that. One of my pride stickers. Yeah, we got to get some kind of organisation going in here. I'm not just going to have it slapdash. What's this here? Again, Hobbycraft products, card. If I put those like that, yeah, maybe not. So how am I going to see those? Right, I know what we can do. I might actually voice over this clip and give you guys some music if I feel like it's just dragging on. There we go, look. I've just got to find ways to stay organised and to not make it look junky, so that when anything happens, I know where I'm coming. So the bottom drawer is where I'm going to obviously use for the stuff that's... Come on, what did we say? posting out. This one is like when I'm getting ready to package it and stuff. Right, okay, so what have we got? Can you still see? Right, okay, so these are my, yes, I'm leaving this one as it is. So these are my acrylic keychain supplies, look. And obviously something else that's coming as well. Let's get organised so all this stuff's not all over. Just cannot make it up. I'm trying to find a certain colour for a product that I've already done, and can I find it anywhere? Of course not. Let me just give you an idea of the situation that we're in. I've had a Christmas present, which is a heat press, since 2021. Tell me why it took me till 2023, 2024 to get the heat pad. This is what I'm saying. It is so expensive to turn your hobby sometimes into a business. Again, I know what these are for, so these are stuff that's coming up. So I'm going to keep these in here because obviously you guys might not know. That's my makeup pad that I use for the backs of some of these keychains. So I now know I've got a place for these to go, look. So if I keep this all together, yeah, that's all my little stuff that I need. Try and give it some kind of order. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Yeah, they're all fine. Don't need anything else going in there for that one. Oh, why did I have that in there? Maybe it's because it's the only place I can keep that. We'll see about that in a minute. Right, where are we now? Yeah, okay. So then, oh yeah, getting ready for the next thing. So clearly I'm organised. Oh, sugar. Oops, just push the glass through. Oh no, what have I done? How have I done that by getting it out, look? What the sugar? So where's that come from? No. Let me just get this back together, yeah? This is what I'm saying. I've just literally just got something out of the drawer to just organise, and it's still chaos. Just can't. Oh, maybe it was already like that and I just didn't know. So what's making it stick? Why can I not get it in? Not saying a word. Anyway, right, there we go. Right, that bit's this. I'm wondering if it's this. That's... Yeah, I've got... Oh, I think it might have been that. Ouch. Right, so what are we doing for this bit? Obviously, this is all my vinyl stash. No, it isn't. It's obviously certain... Ouch. Vinyl stash. So if I keep those there, I'm happy for that. I've got... This looks like it's the stuff for... What's that? Is it heat transfer vinyl? Yes, because it came with the bag, which is that. So if I keep that together, this is going to let me know, because we're going to be getting this out soon and I'm going to start practicing. So I'm going to keep all of that together so that lets me know it's a different type of vinyl. And then let's get these back in, because this is almost ready as well. This is what I'm saying. There's so much stuff that you've got to be prepared for, and that I have to get them when they're on sales and stuff. Right, okay, so we've got the packaging side. This is now where we're hitting the vinyl side. So why have I got here, which I wanted to just be tissue paper, didn't I? I did, but then obviously we got the tech wrap ball. Okay, so we're going to have to leave that. What's in here? Oh, yeah. I keep that because basically when I ordered this for the very first time, it comes, just to give you a heads up, this comes with a transparent thing over the top of it. So when I opened up 10 or 12 boxes of this stuff and saw completely different colours, oh, I've got one here that I can show you. Girl almost had a padder because I thought I'd ordered the wrong stuff. So can you imagine opening up and seeing all of your rolls a different colour from what you was expecting to see? I think the royal blue is the best one that I can show you. So when we get to that bit, right, I've got another stash somewhere of... There we go. So maybe I need to organise this bit. Now I'm going to have to lift you up a bit now because you guys can't see. So let's get organised so everything's together, because I've now just opened up a drawer that is full of card. when this one's also full of like card and stuff and printer stuff. So I want to try and keep everything together so that my brain doesn't have to work so hard. So now look, we're getting all of the vinyl together. So this is, let me give you a heads up, look, this is the brown stuff that came. Obviously when you see it without the transparent protective, you know that obviously that's the colour that you're looking for. So more tech wrap. This is a lovely colour. Right, let's get this wrapped up. I'm going to move you up a bit of a layer now so that you can layer. Move you a little bit further up. Or maybe if I can just zoom out. Just conserve your energy, girl. Just conserve it. There we go. Yeah. 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 This is what I'm saying. Just can't make it up. Yeah. There we go. Right. So now I've got 2 layers, 2 drawers that are literally back to back next to each other rather than me hunting, because what I find is I don't want to put labels on the front of my drawers that are in my bedroom. Yeah, that's just not the vibe I'm going for. So as much as this lot is all in my bedroom, I've obviously made it look like it is still a functioning bedroom. So where else have we got? Let's try, and I might have to get those things. There's another one, look, again, opened it. I think this may be the royal blue. Yeah, look how different that colour is to when it gets delivered. So it's an amazing product, this is. I love working with this one, I'm not going to lie. This is up there. I'm just disappointed that it's taken me so long to be able to be in a position where I can actually start getting some of this heat transfer stuff. But you know, things, you have to make sacrifices sometimes, don't you? The family needs and everything. Things come when they're meant to come. So, where are we at now? Right, so I feel like we could get possibly one more in there. So let's have a look. So this is the one that's card. So, oh, that's gloss. Right, okay, so we are going to have to get that out. So maybe this was a good idea that we did this. Yeah, I need to just stay a bit more organised. But I'm going to pause it. No, I'm not. I can get this out. I can do this. I just don't want to knock you. Right, okay, so if I just stash it in there for now, and then we can have a look when it's out. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh. These are the instructions that they send you, so I need to keep those because obviously I need to make sure I know what the temperatures are for. Obviously, they're the guidelines. I'm gonna have to. Oh, what's this here? Maybe if I flatten it a bit, it'll let me bring it out. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Stuck in drawers, yeah, look at this. This is lovely stuff, this is. Right, let's see if we can get this rolled up. See if I can just stay a bit more organised. Right, I was deciding whether or not to talk about Stationery Fest. So I think I might do whilst we're on this vlog. Obviously, you would have seen the bit where me and Floss, I need to keep all that together, don't I? Have been discussing it because she's an avid stationery fan. So I've got quite a lot of colours there, look. So I'm happy about that. That's where the gloss is. I've got one more gloss and it's not going to fit in there. Is it bubble vinyl? I think that one is. Right, so literally we've now got postage stuff at the bottom. I've got my acrylic keychain stuff. This is the vinyl plus the next things that are coming. And this is my tech wrap stash in that drawer. Tech wrap stash again in that drawer. Oh, maybe I could put the other one in. And the tech wrap stash. So yeah, I've just stuck that one in there, look. Lovely. Right, so now where we're at, we've got one more spare which I'm going to start using for the card and stuff. So now I'm wondering whether or not it's the right time to actually move you up so you can see what I'm doing. Because we're at sticker paper. Oh, God, look at all this on the bed. Right, come on then. Let me just take you up one more notch. 1 minute. I'll change it from this angle just to make it a little bit more interesting whilst we get this organised. I can't work in stuff like this. Right, I've given myself another desk thing. I think... Oh, no! Why do I keep knocking it? What have I done? Oh, the leg is there. Right, let's put this back here because this is what I've actually set it up for. Where's the lever? So this actually goes underneath, look, but I pull it out at a certain angle. Oh, I've got a paper shredder under there as well. There we go. So if you push this back, oops. Hold on 1 second. I wanted to see so that you guys can see as well. So we push that back there. Right, what we're doing else are we doing? Let's get all this tidied up. What was that? That literally just moved. Oh, I know what it was. Right, let's get this organised. I cannot work in chaos, and again, that's no disrespect to anybody else. It's just my brain needs tidiness to function, or some kind of semblance of tidiness. Right, okay. This is just like, why have I got so much stuff everywhere? It's not like me at all. I'm just not gonna learn. Right, let's have a look to see where you guys are in. Obviously, that's gonna be sad. Right, let's get it so we've got some kind of organisation so we can get this sorted. So we're going to get all of this sorted because obviously we're in no man's land at the minute. So what do I usually have this here for? Let's get this tidied up, find a home for this as well. No point having bare stands if we're not going to use them, is there? Yeah, so let's chat about Stationery Fest then while I get this kind of into some kind of order. So yeah, as I said, it was the first time I'd ever been to anything like that, and obviously it was a birthday treat. But it was an eye opener to see so many people there with such a shared passion. I know Floss has got a love of stationery anyway. She's always had that, but these businesses are amazing. The skill set that they put into some of their products. It's not just stationery. You've got to think there's plushes. There's plushes. What else was there? Stickers. I know there was some kind of, is it journaling? It's like they did like creative stations and stuff as well. So there was all of that going on. As somebody who attended for the first time and with a chronic illness, I think this is actually going to be an interesting thing to talk about. Actually, it was very hard. And I did feel gutted because obviously when you're with somebody who's literally raring to go, but they're conscious that obviously you're not as able or thing as what they need you to be, obviously it was really, really sad. Not sad, but just obviously I just wished I had just a little bit more pep in my step, as they say. So yeah, 2 secs. Yeah, pep in my step. Trying to get organised and chat, yeah. So obviously we was warned that they needed to check the stuff when you first go in, and that was real bit of a shock actually. It's the realization that, you know, when you're rocking up to these events, you're not really mindful of the actual risk assessment side of things. When you got in there, it was, I wouldn't say it was mayhem, it was just full of people who all share the same passion. That is the only way I can describe it. So I wouldn't say it was like mayhem, it wasn't. It's not exactly carnage, but it was full of people who obviously have got an excitement for stationery. So I know some people have already been speaking about one of the particular, it was a corridor, but obviously they gave it creative names, so it was an avenue, I think it was. Somebody, from my point of view, I think it's interesting. I think it's nice if we just have a conversation about the change in health and how it can impact on attending certain events. Was I glad that we were signposted straight to the auditorium when we walked in? Absolutely. Because that first avenue that you had to go down, you didn't have to go down, but one of the first ones that you went down, that was heaving. Seriously, it was heaving, yeah? So just to get signposted and to walk into that auditorium, just to acclimatise, get a breather, and just to see actually what it's about for the first time. That was the stroke of genius. Stuff all over the place, look. And I know some businesses are commenting saying that, oh yeah, the auditorium was a bit more quiet or a bit more thingy. To me personally, it seemed like the auditorium was more organised. And I'm not saying that it should be like regimented or anything. It just seemed like it was a more organised part of the event. That's what I'll say. Obviously, I'm not saying that the other bits wasn't, but thinking about it, I said this to Flossie when we was there. Imagine when you do like when you're driving and it's like a really tight, narrow lane. They give you, is it called a pass by or something, where someone pulls in while the other person goes. So imagine if we just do it like this, for example. If you've got a store that's there and then there's another store that's there, obviously if you've got people trying to walk down and people coming that way, it's obviously going to get a bit tight. Now, if you factor in, if 2 people in a wheelchair would have been going down there, that would have been very difficult. I didn't see that personally, but it was, it did happen where one was down. So obviously I'm watching the vlogs now and I'm hearing the feedback that some of the stall holders had to go right up to the walls and had to sit at the side of their stand, which when you're walking down and obviously you're not realising until someone's posted a vlog, at first you do think, oh, they sat at the side of the stand, but obviously then we've now found out the reason why. So I suppose I'm wondering whether or not if you had a store there and had a store there, would that have been easier for people who needed to walk by somebody who was stood looking at that stand? Does that make sense? Now, first of all, I'm just going to check that you're even in this shop for me to see that you've just seen what I've explained. Ish, yeah. So imagine, I'll just do it again in case you want. Imagine having 2 stores, there's your walls, and you've just got to walk down there. So if there was 2 people walking down there, or if there was 1 person in a wheelchair, you've already got somebody sat at the side. So there's no room to push that back. But imagine if it had been staggered a little bit. If you stopped at this stall to look and shop, there's a lay-by or pass-by so that then you're out of that way and there. Because what I personally found was you was in a rush to get purchased because you're conscious that other people are trying to get by. I suppose that's the only way that I could say it. So, just a little bit of feedback as somebody who's visited for the first time, and this event was very well organised. I've watched the vlogs. People are saying it's the only event that's done in the UK and that is for people who love stationery. So I'm not digging anything out. It's just obviously it's the first time I've ever attended anything like that with a chronic illness. So I suppose it's just a little bit for me to just say, would it have been a little bit easier if we had like a little bit of a pass by? But thank you to whoever booked us in and gave us the wristband. Thank you for signposting us straight to the auditorium, because that was brilliant. Because I massively flagged. I massively underestimated the energy that you would need for such a massive place. There was avenues, there was stores, then there was other avenues, and it was a lot to take in. You wasn't just in. I'm gutted that we didn't go last year. I really am gutted where apparently there was all in one room. So would that have been a more exciting vibe where everybody's bouncing off everybody's energy? I don't know. It was just hard, and I just think maybe illness-wise would have one auditorium would have been easier for me, because I'm not saying I enjoyed it any less, because I didn't. It was just a lot of energy that had to be expended to get to, and I'm gutted because we missed. Apparently there was, who was it? Some cowgirl. I'll have to have a look and put the name down. We Flossie really wanted to see. And she was only on the First Avenue, wasn't she? So we missed that because obviously we'd got signposted to the auditorium. So it's just things like that. Oh, that's what we was going to talk about. Yeah, okay. Right. Some people can read a map and some people are just visually able to just grasp where the stands are looking at a piece of paper. But that doesn't work for me. I'm very visual, and reading off a square piece of paper didn't work for me, so I didn't even attempt to do that. But apparently the feedback from Floss is that even that piece of paper that she looked at, she couldn't tell where she was in relation to that piece of paper. So have I got it anywhere? Of course I've not come prepared. If I do think of where it is, the bag, I'll show you. So what would have probably been really, really nice is You know how you can get vinyl floor stickers? I think that would have been brilliant. So apparently, if memory serves me right, the warrior room was green. So imagine if you had green floor stickers that took you to that room, and then you, if you're confused and you can't visually read the concept of that piece of paper, you've got a visual path to take you to that warrior room. Does that make sense? I'm going to go and see if I can find it so that you can understand what point I'm making. Just give me 2 seconds. So here's the gift bag. I've not gone fishing for her stuff or anything. Please tell me she's left the pieces of paper in there. No. Oh, where did she put all of that then? Oh, see, this is what you get for just walking into someone's room, picking up a bag and assuming that their things are still there. Right, 2 seconds. That's not kept. Of course it wouldn't have been, because that would have been the most easiest thing to show you guys visually what we're talking about. So I'm going to show you the back of someone's thing. No, I can't find it. You know when she gets so much for that? Oh, it's just in here. So basically what happened was there was an A4 piece of paper and she did something like a sticker rally as well. I think we probably just tidied up and it's just gone in with the other mismatch of stuff. And it literally just showed you where all the stalls were. So obviously everybody has their own little handouts and stuff like that, but you obviously need to know where all those stalls were. I don't know if it's easy for me to just like have a look see it's online or anything, but it would have been nice to see something hanging from the ceiling or even a stand. You know, just like Emily Harvey had like a foam board or a cutout of herself stood at a stand. So if there'd have been things like that dotted all around, but then again, could that have been a health and safety issue because it's just somewhere that's in the middle of a walkway? Which is why I think the vinyl floor stickers would have worked really well. Because if you've got a colour coded instruction on the floor, as much as it was busy, you'd have just been looking out for those footsteps or those circular things. A bit like when we was in lockdown, you had those things that said so many metres apart. That's just something for me who is visual anyway. Because there was quite a few who we didn't make it to because A, I was flagging, and B, it was obviously finding them on that thing in relation, because apparently Floss says she couldn't figure where she was on that piece of paper in relation to the stands. And it's okay, some people can do that and some people can't. So just from a visual person, maybe those floor stickers or maybe some kind of hanging thing which would have had like the colour coded of the room. Yeah, that could explain the dyslexia side and why it would have been easier for me to have had that actually. That explains a lot. So yeah, but other than that, absolutely it was mind-boggling, it was eye-opening to see so many people. Look at that pencil sharp. Wild and wanted, yeah. Slapped me down to tea. Distracted again. It was lovely to see so many people with a shared passion in one place. Oops, yeah, we've got to sort these drawers out as well. Yeah, we'll do that as well in a bit. So yeah, will I go again? Yeah, definitely, for sure. Am I more prepared, as in, just put my notes back in, as in I know what to expect and what energy to save? It's the spoon theory, isn't it? I don't think I'm ever going to stop the crash, but I suppose I can just be a bit more prepared because I had to keep coming outside and going to sit in the car because it was just a lot of energy to use. And then also you're mindful of other people being there as well, because obviously we got there earlier than everybody, a lot of other people, not everybody else. Some people did morning tickets, some people did afternoon tickets. So you kind of, you don't want it, when you're in the morning or you've got an all day ticket, you're also mindful that some people have got there with fresh energy and buzzing, whereas you've been there a bit longer. So what else was a good thing about it? I'm not saying there's any negatives because there definitely isn't. It's just something different. Yeah, I need to put that away as well. So yeah, from a business standpoint of view, then, if we look at it from that, 'cause I suppose that's an interesting thing as well, isn't it? If we look at it from being a business person. So when I got there, obviously Flossie watches the vlogs with me, so you know we both have our individual vibes and we both gravitate towards certain designs or certain people on the vlogs. So obviously we both was happy to definitely make a beeline for Rebel. Definitely was both looking for Grumpy Knox. She was gutted because she missed Cute Stickers Only and there was right next door to Emily. But that's the thing, there was so much to take in. It's like you get stand blindness and product blindness. Nobody can prepare you for the overwhelming nature of that event. Because imagine being like a kid in a candy store and you've just got so much glittery sweets and you're just like, these are my favourites, love them, I know I'm going to have them, I'm going to put them in my pick and mix. But then being sort of tempted or being someone just dangling something else in front and just say, oh, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? But you've got this regular bag of pick and mix that you have every week when you get your pocket money and you go to the shop. But then you know, do I chance it and do I try something new? But imagine going into the shop for the first time and never ever picking a favourite and thinking, right, where do I start? It was massively overwhelming. That's all I can say. It was a big culture shock. Yeah, it was massively overwhelming and it was a big culture shock. So yeah, I get it now when you watch the vlogs as well as previous things, because this goes on all over the world apparently. It's in New York and other places as well, because I think I saw somebody in America post their Stationery Fest thing. So it's not just something that just happens in the UK. So imagine, yeah, nothing can prepare you. That's all I'm going to say. Nothing can prepare you for Stationery Fest. Yeah, that's true. That's fine. So yeah, definitely will go. Look, so much so that we've had to come home, sit and think about it, and there's some more purchases that I've been told to do from Coco and from Rebel Jones. And that's without me adding in, because we've got to do the Grumpy Nut stuff as well. So we've got a lot to do and a lot to process. Right, 1 minute. I've just got to get rid of some of this stuff. I've got another little bin as well here that I just keep for the odds and ends. And the other one is me recycling one. So yeah, let's get back to what I was then, because I've realised I've got distracted again. So from a business point of view, Stationery Fest, from a newbie business who's literally not even made it to her first year yet, what did I notice and what did I take away from it? So there was a vast amount of different products. Let me give you an example. So I've done some, do not go under that though. Done some stuff and I was like thinking, oh, I can't possibly showcase these. I can't put these out. These are too small. That's a project that I crafted earlier. But it's not. Oh. Yeah. Oh, I've got no strength in this flipping fingers. Right. Yeah, so I thought at a time that they was too small to do as die cuts. And I also thought this was too small. But what I've realised is, and I also thought that one was too small, yeah? No, it's not. Did I also think this one was too small? Absolutely not. When you go there, there are some that are tiny, as in stickers, die cut stickers, sticker sheets. Then there are some that are just the average size. So it was good because I've now got an eye opener to just see there is no one size fits all. It's some people will vibe for the larger stickers, some will vibe for the mini stickers, and some will just vibe for the sticker sheets. And then there's people there that are shopping for the plushes. So there was a different type of clientele for the stall holders. You don't just get there and just everybody just says, we only want to go to Rebel Jones, we only want to go to Grumpy Nook. There's literally tons. I think there was just under 100 stall holders this year. So there are tons of different, imagine having 100 different stalls that all do stationery plushes or whatever, but they all have their own spin on it. It's completely different. So don't ever think, oh, I'm only going to rock up and see lilac stickers or pink stickers or or I don't know, yellow stickers, because that's not the vibe at all. There is just some people's art is completely different to some of the people that you see on the studio vlogs. I think for one, if I just think of the first strips, we had Coco Natasha, we had Liz Harry. Her vibe was completely different and colourful. Again, that's just because it's not my vibe. I didn't actually take it in properly. But then obviously you can see where Emily's stuff is because it's lilac, so the whole stand is dominated by lilac. It doesn't necessarily mean that Liz Harry is any less than what Emily's products are. It's just everybody has their own different vibe. And Flossie loves pins. She's loved them since from being a kid, and that's just been revived. That passion, as that was nice to see. And she's very pink, and if you know her anyway, they're just the colour themes that she goes for. So of course she's going to be mesmerised. I'm just gutted for her for the cowboy stand. I really am gutted that she missed that one. But yeah, so I'm not going to just keep focusing and just think, oh, all of my die cut stickers have to be this size or they have to be that size, because I've now realised the beauty of that event is I can do them any size that I want. And then obviously it'll be down to, if I was to attend, it'll be down to the customers to decide. So I'm going to carry on doing what I'm doing. What this event was really, really good for, and actually really grateful for, actually, this is what I didn't actually talk about, is imposter syndrome. Because I think it's a massive eye-opener to just say, actually, everybody has their own different vibe. So kudos to the event organisers for getting all of those businesses in one place for people to rock up and have a look, because that enabled me to see you can just have any vibe. You don't have to stick to a certain thing. But it also let me know that there is loads of up and coming businesses that were there that are not necessarily on the levels of some of these studio vloggers, but their products aren't any less. Like I would have never have ever seen Grumpy Nook if I'd not gone to that event. So that's the massive positive. And I would have never ever seen, there was somebody else as well, and I was like, obviously Wisporia was already in the back of my mind. It's just not something that I would shop at, but I wanted to go and have a look. But that was another stand that was really good to see. And I'm just trying to think of who else, because I was just like, yeah, as a visual person, being in that event, being there and actually needing to see things visually rather than just online, that was amazing. It was the best thing ever, because also, what else was good about it? You got to see the product up and close. I know that sounds cliche, but you can't actually gauge the size of something. Well, I can't gauge the size of something via a studio vlog. So it was really nice from that point of view. Where's the tops to these before we dry out? Oh, what have I done with this now? Oh, shame. So yeah, I'm actually, Floss is buzzing. She can't wait for the next one. Would it be nice if it was in the place that there was all talked about last year? I don't know, because I've never been. But gutted, because obviously my energy levels probably would have appreciated it. But also, saying that, you could have put more people in the auditorium. I've just realised that's probably why I did enjoy the auditorium. Right, okay. Apparently that was air conditioned. Well, obviously it was. I don't need to say apparently. It was air conditioned and it was darker. So the avenues had a lot of more natural light and obviously were more lit up. So it was a bit darker in the auditorium. It was cooler and it was more spaced out. So I think that's why I did better in the auditorium rather than some of the avenues, because that second avenue that we got to, where the toilets were, that was a write-off for me. Absolutely not. But that again, that's for me because of my chronic illness. That about killed me off, and I think that's probably was the stage when I was just like, yeah, I'm done now. So we needed to come back out for a bit, have a breather, and then attempt to go back in again. And I tried it again, but it was just not happening. It was just killing me off, and I was just like, you got to get me out of here. A bit like I'm a celebrity, yeah? Get me out of here. So really, really feeling for those stall holders that's down there, because not saying that they did any worse, but if you've got a chronic illness, I don't know if you're making it down there for the length of time that you need to spend at each stand to have a look and fully grasp what people are selling. So, yeah, that's positive. Thinking about it, that's probably why what killed me off was by the time I'd got to there, because apparently that was the warmest bit. Again, I'll still in my coat bag. Is that because I'm Nesh? I don't know. And they also had little rooms off of there as well, because apparently one girl helped us out and she says people are coming in here to sit down because it's cooler. She says, and they're taking the rest. So maybe that helped the businesses that was in that room, because would they have even got any customers if people didn't go in there to go and sit down and cool down from that avenue? Yeah, I suppose that's a thought as well. See, it's just things like that people don't think about. So yeah, I'm gonna, obviously the clip that's coming before this would have been me and Flossie unboxing. But it was very nice to put, what did I say to the people that we met? It was really nice to put faces to names. Hold on a minute. And all I want to say is on this vlog, because trust me, you do not want to hear that. I'm really gutted because there were some businesses outside of the auditorium that I really did want to go and have a look and spend a bit more time on. But those avenues was just too rammed. Too rammed. And also the back of my mind, I was just like thinking, Jesus, this is flipping, what can I say? Where as much as we are out of COVID, I think COVID taught you to just be a little bit more mindful of how we was just all living our lives before. So there's no anxiety. I'm not saying, oh God, we can't do this, we can't ever go into an avenue. It was just there was a lot of people in a small, tight space. So again, if there'd have been that little bit of a gap where you had a space opposite the stand that you was attending, would that have made it easier? A bit like a staggered effect, so that people could pass around you while you were shopping. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Not an anxiety around the amount of people. Maybe it just needed to be staggered a bit more. Yeah, that's actually probably what I'm saying. So yeah, there were loads of people that we didn't get to see, and I don't want people thinking, oh, they didn't come this way. Some people didn't come this way. They didn't come that way. Was I not good enough? Because Flossie said the same thing. It was the gutting feeling of walking past people, and you don't want people to think that you don't think their stuff is good enough. In my mind, the only thing I'm thinking when I'm walking around there is, how much energy can I conserve because I need to last a bit longer? And that is the sadness of attending an event like that that's only once a year. In the back of my mind, I'm like, if I do this, will I conserve a little bit more energy for that? And that's really sad to think that that's how I'm living my life at the minute. By attending Stationery Fest, I was just like, right, if I don't go down in that room, will I save a little bit more energy so I can stand up a bit longer in the auditorium? So yeah, that's just really sad that I had to do that. But I'll be prepared, obviously, if it comes back next year in the same place. It'll be an eye opener. Obviously, we won't take the wrong turn, and obviously, we won't leave play, or possibly we will leave play. I don't know, but it's just a lot of stuff that I've got to think about next year for sure. Because obviously, she's now got the bug, so we're not getting out of that. Not that I'd want to get out of that, but what we're supposed to be doing tidying up as well. The other positive is some of the stall holders are going to be coming local, so obviously, if she doesn't get to place an order. She wants me to do an order today. If she doesn't get to place one today, if I forget, then at least I know that they're coming local. But I'm getting a bit tired again now, so I'm going to stop it now so that we don't get a little bit me getting lackadaisical. And if I find that sheet of paper, I'm going to come back on. But at least now we're a little bit more organised, just so that I can do this shopping list, and also so that I can get on with what I've got to come next. So if memory serves me right, this vlog will be about a haul that is ready for the autumn season. No, that's coming on the next one. If memory serves me right, because it clearly didn't. This one is all going to be about Stationery Fest, and the one that's coming next will be the haul where we went shopping for some stuff ready for the fall season. Yeah, this is definitely just all about Stationery Fest. What am I like?
Yeah.
Right. The only positive is I've managed to make myself some coffee. And also, I flipping found that thing that we're talking about. So yeah, let me get mic'd up properly. Clearly there's going to be some difference in the flipping audio, isn't there, on this one now? Oh God, you just can't make this stuff up. Why? Why do I not just check this stuff out first? Right, where are we in relation? Just so I know what we're doing. Can you see, do I need to move you over a little bit like that? Or is it because that's in the way? Oh, right, okay, yeah, so it looks like... So basically, I found the thing. But I need some caffeine. I need to make sure I drink some coffee. Because if you don't know, ADHD and flipping caffeine is a completely different hit to somebody who don't have caffeine, who does have caffeine. Right, basically, I'll stop going on and on. Right, where are we in relation to this? I found it. It was in the recycling, obviously. So, oops. Basically, it was an event. I'm trying to find where the bit is where we needed to have been, or if there's any details on it. Right, okay, I don't know what that bit's for. So this is some kind of stamp rally thing that they do. Let me just make sure you guys are in. Oh God, see what I'm saying. So they do a stamp rally. She attempted to... Is that upside down now? Really? Oh, right, okay. So yeah, so they do the stamp rally thing. I'm presuming you just get it stamped off. Oh yeah, there we go. Look, that's a bit better for you. There was a lot more people. So it's the Grumpy Toys, Moon Loom, Swirling Necks, cute stickers. Yeah, so there was a lot more people who I wanted to see. Let's see if we can find them on here. Right, so here we go, look. So you get given this, and obviously I think it's online as well. So these are all the people that attended. So this is what I was looking for. Here we go. We got there in the end. So basically, you get given a layout of where you're actually going to be. So that was the main auditorium, yeah? So, and then obviously you had all of this to contend with. And this is what we were saying. In relation to looking at that, in relation to where you are, to then figuring out where these are on those layouts, so you get tons of businesses. I think it would have been good for some people who are visually, if I got the right lighting on, it's for visually, for people to have things that's like on the flooring or something hanging up, just so that you could see where you was going. So I'm going to have a quick scout down, because I'm not going to call out anybody or say anybody's better than anybody else, but these are just the ones that I can remember that she was gutted. I'm just seeing if I can quickly have a look. And I can't remember the name of that one, which is like a cowgirl one. I know we saw the curious cactus, because that's one that I wanted to go and see. Where is it? And then I'm sure there was an Aloha one that we both wanted to see as well. That's it, Aloha planning. I already watched some of these anyway. So let me just see, where is this one that we was literally stood next to? There we go. It was the Southern Wildberry. Absolutely freaking gutted, because that was on that main drag there. So how the frick did we miss that? Because obviously we'd got signposted to the auditorium, and then by the time I'd come back again, but then saying that, it was on the same one as the Aloha, and we stopped to buy the Aloha. This is what I'm saying. You just cannot be prepared for the amount of overwhelming stuff that goes on at these events. I'm trying to see. I know that everybody says it's Bex, but I'm just trying to see if there's a name, because obviously I've not got the email because it wasn't my trip. But yeah, all I'm going to say is shout out to the organisers of this for the UK, because obviously you can't just what's the word that I'm looking for? Obviously I am a visual person, and obviously some people can read where they are in relation to a map and other people can't. But that did not take away from the fact that this was a brilliant event for people who love stationery. And I'm so glad I managed to get it out of the recycling, because as you can see, I do recycle. Just so that obviously I can make sure that on this shopping list, I now know that I need to do this I've forgotten already. Southern Wildberry. See what I'm saying? But yeah, for sure, she'll definitely be going. There's even a nail art person there as well. It's just literally, it's like they thought of everything. I'm trying to think of everything else. But yeah, I'm going to try and stop this sneeze as well. Thanks for putting on something for the UK. And that obviously people who are customers and got chronic illnesses and whatever, they'll probably just need to be a little bit more prepared, or just be mindful that on your first visit, you're not going to necessarily get to every single person that you want to see, because it is so overwhelming. And you know, just the little things like that. There's more businesses that actually did this. What is it again? This stationery stamp rally, but obviously it's a lot to take in on the day to keep remembering to ask if people was in. There's just so much to do at this event, and that's me just saying Stationery Fest. I'm sure as well this part of it was joined up with something that's like Planner Fest. So this is like, it's really big, but obviously unless you know about it, not that it's word of mouth, but it's just that obviously when you're into that stuff, you get it. Yeah. So yeah, obviously I've got to work on what happens for next year, depending on if it is still at this place, and just how much energy I am actually going to have to conserve. But failing that, I mean, we had a laugh and a joke, because I was just like, you know, why don't you? Yeah, wouldn't it be good as well if you offered a click and collect service? So imagine if you'd got there and you knew that you wanted to go and have a look around all of the other stands. Do you know what? Yeah, let's just leave it at that. Sometimes these ideas just come. I suppose if you get to know these businesses, I'm sure that if you was to say, right, I'm coming, it's a big order, can I just do this, this and this, and I just want to pick it up. I suppose that's something that you could already have done. But yeah, but then some people do just want to go to purchase in person and to speak to them as well. So yeah, it's a lot, isn't it? It's just a lot to take in, but it is a really, really good thing. So I'm going to go and watch some more vlogs, definitely for sure, of the other Stationery Fest, and try and find as many other people that went. Does that make sense? Like from businesses and personal. I want to see people's hauls as well. Not that we're comparing anything. It's just nice to watch and see what every individual person brought. And I'm just really pleased that Flossie got to do something for her birthday that she wanted to do. So yeah, absolutely buzzing for her, because I know this is something that she lives and dies for. I will be a bit more prepared next time, because I said, yeah, it's your birthday treat, but what I didn't bank on is that obviously this girl can shop when it comes to stationery. So yeah, thanks Bex for organising and putting on an event for people who love this stuff, because yeah, it was brilliant. Cheers.